Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, shit. I done hit something. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I missed y'all. Shout out to my new subscribers. I missed y'all. What's up? What's up, YouTube? What's going on? Lord, it's been a rough week, man. It has. How y'all doing? I hope everything is well with everybody in this crazy, crazy world that we in, with everything that we see that's going on. It's crazy out there. Facts. So tonight's topic, and I'm gonna try to do a couple of videos, is about 10 o'clock. We doing the migrants in Europe, and they is cutting up. See, the problem is this. When you come into somebody else's house, into somebody else's country, you are supposed to assimilate with that country. But what's happening is that they bring their own culture and don't assimilate, and they apply what they do in that country in another country because they don't know the laws. And one, so over in Europe, they got our gangs that go around, just our word, the women there, children, because that's what they do in their country. And another thing that I don't like is the fact, especially for the Africans, you leave your country, which was colonized by Europeans, and you swim, you use a boat, and you go back to the colonizer, to the oppressor who oppressed you in your own land. That to me is the craziest shit, when you can make your own land better. And you got African leaders now that's rising up, coming together, kicking the French out, kicking the colonizer out. But you decide to go to your colonizer. That is so crazy when you got your own land. That is crazy to me. And the last thing that I don't like and why I'm against immigrant is that you take all the resources, you come with nothing. Nothing. You may have a skill, but most of you is unskilled. You come with nothing, but I'm supposed to, out of my tax dollars, feed, clothe you, uh, give you shelter and clothes. No, that's not my job. You're supposed to figure it out. Because if I came to your country, they ain't gonna clothe and feed me. Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link. How you been, therapy? I thought about you today. I see you ain't called me or nothing. Let me drop the link because we're gonna get into this. I got so much content to drop. That's what I've been working on for 2 days. You know? And like I said, therapy. especially for the Africans, you leave your country to go back to the colonizer who oppressed and colonized you in your own land. That is the craziest shit I have ever heard of. When you can make your own land better. So we dealing with Europe. We ain't talking about what's happening over here in the United States. We dealing only with Europe. Now, now this is out of the BBC. Migrant crisis, how Europe murders, we can do it to pulling up the drawstrings. And if it wasn't for Donald Trump, they wouldn't be trying to kick their ass out. They would still, UN would still be controlling our borders and the borders over in Europe because they signed off for the um damn, what is it called? I did a video, the compact migration with the UN. That's who was controlling the world. This was a social experiment that failed because of the clashing of cultures. And that's what we're dealing with. Because of the clashing of culture, the global compact of migration, that was the plan. That was the failed social experiment. We're letting all these illegals in America because of the culture. The cultures are too different. And when you in somebody's house, you do the rules of that house. But you bring your culture, your demons, and all that, and your way of life instead of assimilating or even learning the laws of the land of that country. Because, and I'm telling you, them our gangs over there, they literally have our gangs that is raping women and children because that's what they do in their land. A woman is worthless in their land. Well, when you feel like coming up, you hit the link. So I'm gonna read this real quick, just a quick update. The day they appeared, he could hardly believe his eyes. Small boat after small boat bearing in from the Turkish side. I have so many memories that they are coming back to me now, says Pierce, a hoteler on the Greek island of Lesbos. They were people from Syria, Afghanistan, many countries. You see what I'm saying? How the Afghanistan don't even have an infrastructure. They do not have lights. They don't have gas. Afghanistan is still it's a third world country, but what I want to say, they still got outhouses. The fuck? And then you come at somebody like you're not used to any of that. I witnessed the arrivals on Labos and met Paris Lankamus as he was busy helping exhausted asylum seekers near his hotel. I am proud of what we did back then, he tells me, along with international volunteers that provided food and clothing. I'm not supposed to provide you with shit. You got on the boat and you went across the ocean, then you need to figure it out. Because if I had to come to your country, I would have to figure it out. More than a million migrants and refugees crossed into Europe in 2015, sparking a crisis as countries struggle to cope with the influx. Today, the beach is quiet. There are no asylum seekers, but Pierre is worried. He believes another crisis is possible. With the number of arrivals rising over the summer months, his country's migration minister has warned the risk of an invasion. And it is an invasion, with thousands arriving from Sudan. Egypt, Bangladesh, and Yemen. Now, how the hell all them cultures supposed to come together? That's why God with the Tower of Babel, he scattered everybody. You refilling? Okay. Of course I worry. I can see the suffering of the people. They're not coming here, but we see it on Crete, Greece's largest island where people have come. So it's possible that with wars, more people will come here. In 2015, I followed as asylum seekers boarded ferries, trudged in the heat along railway lines, through cornfields, down country lanes, and along highways, making their way up through the Balkans onwards to Germany and Scandinavia. And that go to show I met a German lad and I asked him motivation. And Germany needs immigrants because they don't have a birth rate. I'm frozen. White folks is at pretty much a 0% birth rates. But you want your birth rate to increase through these migrants or illegals. I'm adding you. Did I add you? Oh, I guess I didn't. Okay, there you go. So you want your birth rate to rise through illegals? Now these the numbers. The numbers entering Germany jumped from 76,000 in July to 170,000 the following month. And then we supposed to clothe and feed you and put you in a hotel. Y'all, they cutting the hell up in you. When I show videos there, they worse in Europe than the United States for real. They is cutting the fuck up. You hear me? On the last day of August, the Chancellor Angela Merkel declared war. We can do it, interpreted by many as extending open arms to the asylum seekers. Germany is a strong country, she said. The motive in which we approach these things must be we have achieved so much, we can do it. Really? Really? We get in there, and where something stands in our way, it has to be overcome, it has to be worked on. But the high emotions that summer when crowds became asylum seekers along the roads nor seemed to belong to a different time. The optimistic proclamation soon became a political liability for Marco. I guess it did because of the culture clash. Political opponents and some European leaders felt the words acted as a magnet for asylum seekers to the EU. Within a fortnight, the chancellor was forced to impose controls on Germany's borders. You think? You think? This was a failed experiment by the elites. Oh, I thought I added you to the stage. My bad. There you go.
What's up, girl? Salute. What up,
Like I
man?
said,
Salute.
my
Thank you
bad
for
there. I
having
thought,
me. Oh, that's
thank you.
cool,
You
man. I've been
welcome.
telling
This
people.
was a failed social experiment by the
Yeah,
elites.
it's been like
Now,
that. I
she was
told people that they doing worse over there in Europe than they doing over here. They really hitting Europe. I'm like all these people from them countries that's trying to get
oh,
here.
they cutting up.
Yeah, they cutting up, especially the Nigerians and Africans over there. They really trying to get in there. And then the people from the other countries,
Ooh,
the same people
wait, I'm about,
that were
and
trying to get
see,
over
that's
here.
my point.
You
That's
know,
my point when you talk about that. As an African, you leave your country to go back to the oppressor's country that oppressed your country. That shit is crazy to me. You
it's
leave
ass
your
backwards.
land to go back to the white savior. Exactly. You go back to the oppressor who left your country, who kept you in debt for your resource. That is crazy to me.
But they always talking about their homeland and their tribes, but they invading other countries, but they ain't having that over there in the UK, just like we ain't having it here. Like that was strategically put together, like you said. It's an
I'm about to
experiment, but
show
at
you
the
these.
same,
I'm about to show you this video.
yeah, but at the same time, it ain't no experiment.
It's
It's
a
a form
failed
of civil
experiment.
war. It's a form of civil war too, and they've been doing it in every country. Them Africans, they've been trying to get into Europe, and they've been Europe been on their ass too. And then while the Mexicans over here trying to get
But
them
it
anchor
wasn't until Donald Trump was elected that that they changed policy. They
man,
was
I don't
not
know.
changing policy until Trump. And I'm gonna have to play. You know what? I think my next video, I'm gonna do Trump versus Illuminati Part Two of his UN speech. He tore their ass up on that speech. He tore
Yeah,
their ass up in
I
Europe
know
on
it.
that.
And then the UN was talking all this shit about us getting invaded, and I said the COVID-19 was a Trojan horse for the Civil War that they started. And I said Biden them should be goddamn it locked up for treason, opening them down borders and flying
We
people
dealing
in
with
and voting
Europe.
them in. Yeah,
We only dealing with
man.
Europe.
But I'm saying
Okay,
Europe
now
had something that they were talking.
let me finish this article so I can get. In
Oh,
a
go ahead.
decade
Go
on, concerns over migration have become a major political issue in many European countries. The causes are complex and vary from country to country, but concerns about security, struggling economies, and disillusionment with government parties have all had a major role in shaping attitudes towards those who come fleeing war, hunger, and economic depression. It has
ahead.
fueled the rise of far right parties and seen center and either left wing parties scramble to impose controls on migration, fearing electoral defeat by populist right wingers. Data from Atlas Institute of International Affairs show how support for far right parties in Europe nearly doubled. Okay, here we go with some numbers. Since 2016, the average number of people entering Europe has been about 200,000 a year. So far this year, it's been a total of 96,200 asylum seekers have arrived. Hungary. Hungary has taken one of the toughest approaches to migration. In Budapest this week, I met the country's minister who said Hungary's approach has been vindicated by the restrictive measures now being put forward in the UK, where the government planned to make it harder for refugees to bring family members to the UK, as well as countries like Ireland, Denmark, and Sweden. Hungary began building a fence along. See, now here we go with the wall. They began building a fence in 2015. We feel vindicated not only because of what's going on in other countries in Europe. This, of course, oh shit. This, of course, is also a sign that we took the right path 10 years ago. Hungary immediately returns people who arrive at their border without permission to enter. They can apply for asylum in a Serbian capital of Belgrade or in Kai. So they send their ass to war torn Ukraine to apply for asylum in
Yeah,
Hungary.
yeah.
As a result, Hungary now dig this. As a result, Hungary is being fined 1 million euros per day for breaching its responsibilities to assign asylum seeker under the European Union law. See what I'm saying? This
Yeah,
this is what they want. Wow.
man, them people they was talking all this
Hungary
shit
said
about the
it is the
U.S.
first
building a wall. Now they got a fence. Do you see that little ass
look,
fence they got
it
in
is the price
Ukraine?
that
Talking about they splitting it up. Man, that fence ain't finna do nothing. That little barbed wire fence they got over there. Them
look,
people
look.
can't folks, man. They ain't trying to do that.
It is It is the price that we pay for protection of our borders and maintaining peace and stability in Hungary. This is a price worth paying. Hungary got it right.
Shit, the U.S. had it
He
right, but
believes
they
Europe
let
is
other
failing
people
to
do
stop. Right. He believes Europe is failing to stop people from coming across its borders. To be honest, what we experience here is basically just one big circus. With the growth of criminal trafficking has come a deluge of human rights abuses, according to the United Nations. People traffickers dump people in the Sahara Desert, others crowd into unsafe boats. Some of those who get through find themselves being forced back into the desert by local forces. More than 32,000 people have died trying to reach Europe in the last 10 years, and it's probably more than that, including 13 this year. Man, it's a long. Okay, now let's go to Sweden. Let me see. I'm not reading all this. The far right Sweden Democrats won 20% in 2022. Let me see what
Man,
they
them
doing
people saw how
there.
they tried to ambush the America, and then they taking notes. Now they trying to do the same thing, but they was condemning it at first. I'm like, nah, don't try to get on board
Oh, so
now.
now Syrian refugees. I want to finish this article now. Syrian refugee in Sweden said he received welcome in 2025. That has changed. At the beginning, people treated us very well. But after a few years and the government changed, things shifted. They became more racist. You should have stayed in your own damn country. You went to a European country. What do you expect? He He cites the incidents of racist abuse, including one neighbor leaving a toy pig outside his Muslim family's home. You in a white country. What I mean, what was you thinking?
They ain't. That's the
Mm,
point.
mm.
They too busy trying to be. They too busy trying to tether on to everything, and they not understanding who they dealing with. They just looking for handouts instead of staying in their own damn country, and then get to other places and
Right.
take the old crazy ass values they got over there and don't understand the law, and think that they can apply that over here. You take your ass back home. It's real simple.
And that's the problem because in your country you don't respect women, so you grape them and assault them as you will. But that's not how this thing go. I'm about to get into some of these videos. Hold
Handle your business.
on. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, they probably going
And
backwards.
all
Hold
of
on.
it
Let
is
me see.
mind boggling. I'm like, why don't you just go home and stay there? And the same fight you trying to fight in other countries, can't you do that where you from? Instead of this,
Exactly. Here we go.
I'm like,
Here we go. Now this is the UK. This is the
For those of
UK.
you in the UK, you will be well aware that our media shows one agenda, especially with regard to going riots. However, today we want to share with you the truth. And to be perfectly honest, I can't believe that this is the UK. Hit the like and subscribe and let's get into it. In a disturbing turn of events in the UK, Muslims have again clashed with British nationals over the alleged burning of a mosque amidst the Southport stabbing. However, as we are all aware, only one side of the story is ongoing. This first clip shows a chant of some Islamic gibberish that I can't quite work out, but can you believe this is England and not somewhere in the... touching that and can't seem to get over in England. This clip shows
Look at
thousands
this next
of protesters
clip.
taking to the streets heading toward a violent alteration with British nationals.
Now you fighting the locals over there.
Take that
Now, how
raggedy
you leave your
idea.
country?
These people crazy. And then they trying to use religion to help them break a law. These people crazy. They're using religion trying to break a law, but they're trying to cause a religious war. But keep your ass in your own country. You won't have these problems. You know? Don't nobody give a damn about no goddamn religion when it comes to law.
Now watch. Now this the Africans.
Uh-oh.
That part.
I know, right?
Now these the Africans over there in Europe. These the African. These is African gangs.
Have you turned on your TV to see clips and images of British nationals being betrayed as violent racist thugs, whilst yes, some are conducting peaceful protests over the state of our country? You would think that migrants and lefties do absolutely nothing wrong, are victims and completely innocent in this whole ordeal. However, as always, we are here to shed a light on the violence the other side are doing that is being hidden by the mainstream media. Hit the like and subscribe button and join our community. As we stated, you would believe, according to our government,
this is British stand
that call violence. Over the last 24 hours, I have shared multiple clips showing the violence from the other side. Today, we head to Croy as a video has emerged African gang throwing projectiles at police on our streets. Here is it. Now I haven't seen this on any mainstream coverage.
That's just like them migrants who hit ICE over in Chicago with the car.
Yeah, and then you saw when they tried to surround them, and there was the dude and the woman, wasn't they from Venezuela or Mexico or some down where like that? When they surrounded the ICE
and you
car.
think that they wasn't going to, and now you learned today. Now you locked up, and you got shot. What do you think's gonna happen?
Exactly,
No,
and then
they shot her.
Yeah, they shot the shit out of her. But what you think gonna happen? Man, them people ain't playing. I bet you, like when the dude in Florida said, you get in front of that car, you getting ran over. Stand in front of that car if you want to of an ICE agent. You're getting ran over. That's just it. You are not gonna stand. I'm not getting in front of no damn.
And as you should, that's an assault on a federal. Right, that's an assault on a federal agent.
Yeah, but they not arresting them. And then you got these dumbass white people out there, which I think some of them need to be looked at because they from these European countries too, and they ass not supposed to be here either. You know what I mean?
Listen, I know exactly what you mean, but my thing is, this is insane. And if you out there and protest thinking you ain't gonna get deported, really?
Yeah.
You gone.
You gone. Ooh.
Now they going in jail.
No, and then this another thing. I'm like, why are you acting like a mob and then we're not supposed to retaliate on you attacking a government official and government officials? I'm like, them people, the military is not there for no reason. If this was peaceful, they wouldn't be there. You get me?
Now this is a lady confronting the elites. She told their ass off. Here we go.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, or Ursula, dear Ursula, I think you need to hear straight in a straightforward way what most Europeans think about you, using you.
Okay, let me start it over. Hold on. Let me start it
Okay.
over. Cause you got to hear what she got. You got to hear what she said. She told this lady up. Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Straightforward way what most Europeans think about you, choosing you to be the president of the European Commission in the previous was a great mistake, and some still have a hangover because of it. You destroyed the European economy and agriculture. Europe.
You heard what she said. You destroyed the European culture and agriculture by this immigrant.
Yep.
Wait. Listen to what she
Yep.
said.
Becomes
Yep.
an
Exactly.
open air museum in terms of agriculture. Us Europeans are becoming poorer and poorer because of you. You are the face of the Migration Pact, and I'm talking to you as a woman to a woman, as a mother to a mother. How can you not be ashamed of promoting the Migration Pact means that millions of women feel endangered, threatened on the streets of their cities? You are responsible for every rape, every violent attack, every tragedy caused by illegal migrants, because you are inviting them to come to Europe. And for what you're doing, you should actually go to prison and not to the European Commission. Your presence as the president of the European Commission means a further collapse of the European Union. What think about your European group? This is what we think about this. This is what we think about the Migration Pact. You're not even looking at me. That's a shame. We want Europe of free and sovereign nations, and not a sick leftist ideology.
But I gotta go back. Because this
She
system
tearing her ass up.
tripping. Hold on.
She lighting into her
This is
ass.
what we
But
think about
that's
the
what they need to
Migration
do.
Pact. You're not even looking at me. That's a shame. We want a Europe of free and sovereign nations, and not a sick leftist ideology. And all this very deep bow from you. On that note,
Toe ass up.
Man, I'm
I'm gonna
telling you,
keep
man,
that.
like, yeah, but I saw that clip too, but she was lighting into her ass. She was laying dead into it. She said,
But
you
you
can't
said
even.
she heard her say the global compact, which is what Biden and Harris signed on. That's why they kept letting them
Mhm.
in.
Yep, and they was following
Let me
suit to that.
here go
That's why
another
the
video.
UK, man, them people are trying that. That's why Trump don't like the UK right now. You know what I mean?
I didn't make this kind of money selling toasters, and I damn sure wasn't talking to my friends in the buying.
I don't know where that came from.
That's the main reason why Trump won't have the UK do nothing. They got to pay up for any kind of services.
Or Brandon Johnson talking about you got $1 billion deficit and you think that man gonna send you 800,000 to stop crime, and they shut down that whole damn apartment building full of Trinidad Tobago, arrested all of them for selling drugs in the black
and he
community.
studied and he
And you
studied like,
steadily talking shit. And
man.
well, if he released the money the way you have talked about that man, I wouldn't give you shit.
But look at the
I
money they
wouldn't give you
gave him.
shit either.
They gave damn near $1 billion to illegal immigrants.
Trump ain't gave them shit. Trump
No,
has
I'm
not gave.
talking about the last administration.
Oh yeah, but Trump has. All right, exactly. Okay, now
What did you
this
do
is
with
her
that money?
again.
You could have fixed the city up with the money they already gave you. First of all, you let all them people in there and took
I
care
want
of
to hear
them.
this again.
Yeah, run it, girl. I'm sitting up here chilling. Brandon, man, he just, oh, that dude there, man.
Depot hates when you do this, but they can't stop you. This new under $50 pressure accelerator harnesses the cleaning force of a hydraulic.
Sovereign nations, not a sick leftist ideology.
Here we go.
Economy and Dear Maps, Ms. Ursula, it is high time that someone told you directly what the vast majority of Europeans think of you. Electing you as president of the European Commission in the previous term was a huge mistake.
Votes in favor, 401. I would like to congratulate Ursula von der Leyen on her election.
You face the European deal, destroying the European economy and agriculture, which is leading to Europe being turned into an...
And people mad because Trump pulled out of that climate hoax bullshit. But now you get to hear from Europeans themselves that's a scam. Listen.
Yep.
Open air museum.
European Union's farmers demand the withdrawal of the Green Deal.
You're the face of all the EU's climate craziness, which leads to us Europeans becoming poorer and poorer. You are the face of the Migration Pact, and I address you as woman to woman, as mother to mother. How are you not ashamed to promote something like the Migration Pact, which leads to millions of European women and children feeling threatened on this front? You are responsible for every rape, for every assault, for every tragedy caused by the influx of illegal immigrants, because you are the one who invites these people here to Europe. And for what you are doing, you should go to jail, not to the European Commission. You know what we call the European Green Deal? Free of some nations, not a sick leftist ideology. And from Poland, hands over, and all the soldiers who are defending the underside of the European border at the moment, you bow at the waist.
Ms. Ryan, you are president of the mission, not the president of corruption. Green Deal, Fit for 55, all these programs, they are destroying the lives of citizens in EU. Ms. von der Leyen, you're a disgrace to democracy. Your 5 years have been more than enough. Mehr als genug. Deindustrialization, price explosion, abolition of freedom, democracy, censorship, and harassment of citizens. That is your policy, Ms. von der Leyen. Shame on you. Shame on you. With your Pfizer Dutch friend, you negotiated a contract worth billions for a product that at best was useless and was harmful, and many...
Here, I got to go back and play this.
Yeah, it was kind of breaking up.
Just a little bit.
Rule that you
It was kind of breaking up.
the vaccine contracts secret. You are the subject of several corruption investigations. If you had a shred of...
Okay, let's
Yeah, it was
try.
breaking up.
I'm president of the commission, not of the corruption. You should not be re-elected. You should be chased out of this parliament and out of office in disgrace. That's where you belong.
For a center-right majority in this House. But Mrs. von der Leyen, you and your center-right EPP group have chosen to negotiate to the left. We saw the result in your speech today. Nuclear power was not mentioned in the speech with a single word. After 5 years of unilateral focus on weather-dependent power, the need to deport illegal migrants was not mentioned today, even though we know that the left being adopted as part of the Migration Pact during the last legislature. Subsidiarity principles are not respected. You want to deal with housing policy, health policy. You are proposing treaty changes that you know the left here will use first. It's a green left-wing agenda that we heard today with political micromanagement, and we can only vote against you today.
Thank you, Madam President. Mrs. von der Leyen. Von der Leyen, your speech illustrates the contempt you have for people in dire straits. I listened to you for over half an hour, and not once did you mention the word poverty, unemployment, but you did talk about prosperity and pampering companies. Mrs. von der Leyen, I know you earn more than 30,000 euros a month, but do you know that 1 in 3 Europeans must wish for meals? That millions of Europeans are once again going to go without a vacation because they're already in the red on the 10th of the month? Mrs. von der Leyen, come out of your ivory tower and face reality at last. Because there's not really much to be satisfied with from past mandate. Have you taxed the fattening multinationals and billionaires? The multinationals that are raising the price of our told them. Have you acted in the face of the climate emergency? No. We waited to unambitious measures and the green market economy. Have you protected our farmers and industry from international competition? No. You've increased the number of free trade agreements. Have you saved our public services? No. You've reinforced the austerity rules and destroying them. Have you promoted transparency in the face of the all-powerful lobbies? No. Here too, rather than putting ethics before money, you should by the European borders for the And should we start getting 5 years?
They tore that ass up.
Man, but that's how you
They
supposed
tore
to be.
her ass up.
But that's what I'm saying. Europe trying to crawl back down and adopt what we doing over here, but they signed them bills with Biden them and said and just thought everything was good. They were signing to get them. They were letting them over here to take care of them, but they was getting money on top of money, putting them people here and then getting them votes. That's what it was all about. And then when they have so many people in that section, they're getting them votes. It's all about votes and money. They don't give a damn about them people. They don't give about the people in their own country. Them people should never be in another country like that. What happened? All they did was start a civil war everywhere these people go. These people have these little fucked up values where they attack women and children. And then they bring that violence and then they try to use religion to break laws.
I'm on